Hello, my name is Ellen Rawson-Kittredge, and I'm going to be hosting a spring cleanse, a 7-day spring cleanse. And I'm really excited to be inviting my dear friend and colleague, Zofia Page, to be one of the guest presenters, actually the featured guest presenter for this cleanse. Some of you may know Zofia's work from before. I have shared her beautiful Eating Healthy or Eating Organic on a Budget cookbooks with many of you, and she actually guest presented on the cleanse last year as well. But this year, I'm very excited to have her coming back to be doing a live cooking class and demonstration. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for many, many years on my cleanses, and I can't believe I have actually never managed to get it together before. So this is going to be very exciting to be doing our first live cooking class and demo, and I can't wait for you all to get to know Zofia and to learn from her and be inspired about cooking healthy. So without any further ado, I will pass the baton to you, Zofia.
Thank you, Ellen. Hi, everyone. I'm really looking forward to seeing you and to doing this workshop together. And I'll just give a very quick, brief background so you know kind of why I'm doing this at all. But I've basically been experimenting with cooking organic food on a budget for the last 10 years. It started as a student, as I was just trying to buy ingredients that were going to be more earth positive and earth friendly. But obviously, as a student, you're just on a very frugal and tight budget. So it was really that started that journey. And then in the more recent years, I've been cooking for retreats and for different charity events that wanted to prioritize organic ingredients because they were in some form or not in service to nature. And but yeah, tended to have quite a tight budget. So they'd get me on and I'd kind of basically use with whatever budget they had, would be able to try and use organic ingredients in order to make yummy and nutritious food en masse. Um, so in the workshop, I will be talking a little bit about the different tips that I have in order to be able to do this, and that's things like buying seasonal ingredients and buying in bulk, as well as foraging and all these different tips and tricks that I've been able to live my life on around 20 to 30 pounds, a budget of 20 to 30 pounds a week with using organic ingredients. So I'm going to be sharing all the things that I do in order to be able to do that, whilst also cooking a lovely, nutritious, and delicious meal inspired by Indian flavors, but using local produce. And in the it was well, the meal itself is going to be centered around a dal type dish with delicious rice, spiced rice, and a cabbage toran, it's called, which is a South Indian dish with cabbage, carrot, and coconut. And then we'll also have a dip. And during it, I'm going to also be answering any questions that people have, whilst also talking about how you can batch cook and make cooking easier. Because the thing is, I know we all just don't have any time really anymore. Like the PDF, the document that Ellen shared with you, I think there's a different recipe for each meal every single day, and obviously that's not really realistic for a lot of people, including myself. So I did make those recipes on the basis that you'd batch cook like the chickpeas and things like that, and then you kind of just cook things fresh. So it's can be 15 to 20 minutes per meal, but it's still that in itself can still be too much for many of our schedules. So during this workshop, I'm going to be talking about how we can batch cook things and still add a little make things slightly different so we don't get bored of the meals. But yeah, how that can basically enable us to have more time and also be kinder to our wallet too. I'll also be talking a little bit about the reasons behind organic, even though I think that's mostly, I'm sure, covered by Ellen a lot of the time. But why from a river friendly perspective, is that's actually also my background, and the reason that Ellen and I work together and our colleagues are through an organization called Friends of the River Medway. So I'm just going to be speaking about how prioritizing these organic ingredients can give back to the earth that kindly provides us with so much. So I'm really, really excited to share this all with you and to delight in the food, and to hopefully ripple out something that will inspire and help change eating and cooking habits for everyone that comes and joins. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophia. I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be amazing and inspiring, and I think maybe give folks who feel a little bit overwhelmed sometimes about being able to cook, from scratch and things like that. Just give them those simple tips and tricks that can help them to feel really empowered in the kitchen. Because I think to really have good health these days, I think we do need to be empowered in our kitchens. So I'm really inspired and excited and grateful that you're joining us for this cleanse. So
Thank
thank you
you.
so much, and I will see you very soon.
See you soon.
Bye bye for now.